Hola Spanish food lovers, and welcome to another video. It's that time of the day again. It's time for lunch. This is the restaurant that I have chosen today. It looks fairly good. We'll see what the quality of the food is like. So let's go and sit down. Now, the first thing I'm going to say is that this restaurant looks very, very fancy. I've got a nice tablecloth, nice cloth napkin here. The cutlery looks nice as well, and the surroundings look very, very good. So hopefully the food is going to be at the same standard. Don't know, time will tell. Now, the dilemma that I have today is that I've got choices, endless choices. Basically, I've got a menú del día, which looks decent for the price as well. I'll tell you guys the prices at the end of the meal, of course. And also, a la carte, the choices on the menu here are endless. So I think I'm going to go for good value today. I'm going to go for the menú del día, but I'll show you guys some of the things that they've got on the menu throughout the video. But when it comes to the menu, this is going to be the dilemma, because there's some options here where you can pay a little bit extra, €5 extra, and you get a bigger or a better quality second course, let's say. $4.95 is what they want to charge me to go for fish, and $4.95 is what they want to charge me to order some beef. So I reckon I'm going to do that, because the other choices here look to be a little bit limited, and I've tried them in other places. So I'm going to splurge a little bit today and go for the extras, the supplement, $4.95 on top of the price of the menu, which I'll tell you at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. Let's have a look at exactly what we've got here. So the choices, we've got the first dishes. We've got crema de puerros, which is like a leek soup with chips de rucola, rocket chips. Pasta bolognese, like so spaghetti bolognese or something like that. Ensalada verde con tomate, cebolla, zanahoria, atún, huevo, maíz, and olivas negras. So a green salad. Caesar salad, but you've also got to pay a supplement of $2.95. And the seconds, we've got paella mixta, specialty of the house, Casa Carmen, solomillo de cerdo, which is like a pork loin, chicken fillet, and this is what I'm talking about here. Lomo de bacalao, so like a piece of cod, or entraña de Angus, which is an Argentinian cut of Angus steak, $4.95 with fries, pimientos de padrón, and chimichurri. So I reckon I'm going to go for that. And this includes dessert. So the best options here today, I reckon, the menú del día, Casa Carmen. Let's see. ¿Te lo digo ya? ¿Qué tal? Pues voy a poner el menú al final, ¿vale? Entonces, quiero primero, ¿quiero la ensalada César?
¿Tiene suplemento?
Sí, sí, ningún problema. Y luego de segunda quiero la entraña.
Entraña, también tiene suplemento.
Vale, en su punto puede ser. Sí, en su punto. Vale.
¿Y de bebida?
De bebida una copa de vino tinto. So no lleva suplemento, no? Now, you know we're getting into good dining territory when they give you a little bottle of wine here. So let's pour it into the glass. Not sure what type of wine it is, but it looks decent. Let's see. Fairly stock standard, Rioja, I would say, and included in the price, can't go wrong. What I want to do is show you guys exactly some of the other things that are on the menu here. So let's have a look exactly what this place offers. So as I said, a fairly extensive menu, as you can see, lots of things on offer. We've got here para picar, so small dishes to share. We've got pan de coca, pimientos de padrón, patatas bravas, lots of classics. Got some vegetarian options here. For example, parrillada de verduras, which is like a mixed vegetable grill, if you like. We've got some first courses here, entrantes. This is interesting, platillos, so like small plates of food that you could also share. The prices ranging $8.25, $12.95, depending on what you've got. For example, tartare de salmon, like a salmon tartare, $12.95. You've got meats as well, plenty of variety when it comes to meats. The prices here also reasonable. And then some fish dishes, 1, 2, 3, 4 fish dishes available. And they've also got a special menu available for people with allergies. So quite an extensive menu, I will say. And I think the next time I come here, if I come back to this place, I'll order a la carte some of those dishes to try various things on the menu. Now, the origin of this restaurant, not exactly sure. I saw on the internet that there's around 20 establishments all over Spain. There's more in Madrid, there's some in Catalonia, Barcelona, I think. There's some in the south of Spain also. Not sure what the origin of the place is because the food doesn't seem to have any particular style. There's a sort of fusion mix in there as well. You've got some Asian food, you've got some traditional Spanish dishes. So a little bit unsure as to exactly the origin of this place. But as I said, looking around, it looks decent and somebody has invested a lot of money in this restaurant here, I would say. The test is going to be with the food. The wine's okay, but when those first dishes come out, we will see. I've gone for the Caesar salad as a first course, so we'll see what that's like. And I've also gone for a cut of meat, an Argentinian cut of meat for the second course, and then dessert will come afterwards. And I'm paying supplements, but I don't care because I'm hungry and I want to get a decent meal today. So let's wait for the food. Muchas gracias. Wowee. All I'm going to say is that this is a big Caesar salad. Enough for two people, basically. So I'm going to show you exactly what we have on the plate. So we've got our tomato cherries. We've got our Parmesan cheese on top. There's plenty of sauce. I imagine that's some type of Caesar salad sauce. Underneath, we've got different varieties of lettuce. We've got fried chicken here as well. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of fried chicken, so they haven't held back on the fried chicken. Anything else that I'm missing here? Anything else that should be in a Caesar salad? Yes, we have bacon, which I think is a key ingredient of the Caesar salad. I'll put a little bit on the fork here so you can see. And that's about it, I think, as far as this Caesar salad is concerned. Looks good, but does it taste good? That is the key. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is cut this chicken into more bite-sized pieces, because obviously I don't want to be sticking a big piece of chicken into my mouth. So let's chop at least one piece up. Not sure how much of this salad I'm going to eat. So I'm only going to chop up one piece of chicken, maybe two. There's a little piece here as well. So I'll chop this one up. And what I'm going to do is just mix the different ingredients together here, so I can get a sample of everything that is on this plate here. I think something fell off, a little bit of cheese fell off, so we'll pick that up. Clean my fingers. So let's get a cross-section of everything here. We'll get a bit of tomato, we'll get a bit of lettuce, we'll get a bit of cheese, and a bit of this fried chicken. Another thing has fallen off my plates, going everywhere. Let's see. So the first thing I'm going to say is that the chicken has come out hot. It's just been fried. It's been put on top of the salad, and that, for me, is a bonus. There's no croutons. I thought a Caesar salad would have croutons. Maybe I'm imagining that, but I think in the past I have had croutons in my Caesar salad. The sauce, I think, just comes out of a bottle, out of some type of container, so I don't think it's homemade Caesar salad sauce. The lettuce is fresh, it's crisp, and the tomatoes are also flavoursome. Can't complain. A bit more of this chicken with a bit of crispy bacon on top. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I needed something a little bit healthier than the things that I had the other day, where I had a fairly disastrous meal, let's be honest, very carbohydrate intense. So I need a little bit of salad today, something to clean my insides out. But the sauce, of course, is the only downside. It's not the cleanest salad in the world, but of course, when it comes to just eating lettuce, you need a little bit of sauce, you need a little bit of dressing on top. And of course, with the other things in this Caesar salad here, it's a very, very tasty dish, I will say. I'm sure you guys are going to tell me that it's not the healthiest salad going around, but as I said, compared to some of the things that I've eaten recently, this is very, very healthy indeed. Let's have some more. What I will say is that the size of the salad is a standout. Now, I am paying a supplement, but even so, the size, the amount of food, the amount of lettuce, the amount of chicken, the amount of tomatoes, the amount of bacon, the amount of cheese that I've got on the plate is a winner. So I'm going to say that I've struck it lucky as far as my first dish is concerned today. Hopefully, the second course is going to live up to the quality of this one here. I mean, the chicken, check it out. It's perfectly fried. Beautiful. And all of the different textures, all of the different flavors, from the Parmesan cheese to the crispy bacon, to the crunch on the chicken, to the sweetness of the tomato. Wow. Now I'm just going to have a few more bites. I don't want to get too full, considering that I have a piece of steak coming up next. Argentinian cut of steak, entraña, I believe. So I'll finish this one off. Wash it down with a little bit of this house wine. Perfect match. Now that's me done and dusted on the salad. I want to leave some room. I'll try and get this to take home because I'm sure my son will love that when he comes home from school later today. Because I've got a second course coming up, dessert as well, I don't want my stomach to be too full. They've also put some bread on the table, which I'm not going to touch today. Fairly stock standard, drink, bread, included in the price today. Salud. Now let's wait for the second course. Now while I'm waiting for the second course, a story about the name Carmen, one of the first ever Spanish people that I met back in Australia back in the early 1990s, around 93, 94, was a woman called Carmen. In fact, she was my first ever Spanish teacher. And here I am today, some 30 years later, in a place called Casa Carmen. There you go. Muchas gracias. ¿Esto para llevar puede ser?
Sin problema.
Gracias. All right, so the second course has arrived. My entraña, which is a cut of meat. I think it's an Argentinian cut of meat. Don't quote me on that. We've also got the pimientos de padrón peppers and some fries on here as well. And let's see if this meat is cooked to perfection. Not sure if it is. I asked for it to be cooked in su punto, which is like perfectly cooked, if you like, medium rare. So we'll see if that is the case with the steak. Let's have a look. It seems tender, or at least the cut. We'll see what it's like to chew. I'll get a bite-sized piece here. Let's try the steak on its own. It's been seasoned with a chimichurri sauce, which I think also is Argentinian. Now that is a tender piece of steak. And the chimichurri on top gives it that extra depth that you need. But I'm going to say, so far, I'm not regretting paying the supplement for this on the menú del día. Let's have another piece. Another bite. Yeah, melts in your mouth. Unbelievably tender. Perfectly cooked. Exactly how I asked for it. And a very, very good quality cut of steak. Let's try the pimiento de padrón. Typical in the north of Spain, Galicia, there's a town called Padrón where these peppers originate from. Unfortunately, over the last 15, 20 years, lots of competition have come in. They're being grown in other countries around the world, most notably Morocco. So I don't think that these are going to be authentic pimientos from Padrón. You never know, but I don't think so. So let's see. Again, not bad. And a good accompaniment, I think, for this steak. Let me try a little bit of steak with one of these peppers. That is a good combination. Now the chips are flying off my plate, so I'm going to try one here and give a chip review. Let's see. Average chip, nothing to write home about, and below the quality of the pimientos de padrón and well below the quality of the steak. So I'm going to have some, but I'm not going to eat them all, I don't think. Now let's get back into this steak because it is an absolute delight to eat. Look how easy the knife cuts through that. And look at the colour of the inside of that meat there. And it's difficult to explain just how tender this is, but believe me, it is a very, very tender cut of steak. 3 or 4 chews and it's gone. Let's go back for some more because I'm also getting addicted to this chimichurri on top, which gives it something extra. Difficult to explain, but if you've ever tried chimichurri on a piece of steak, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's go back. More of the pimiento de padrón. Try to avoid the end bit here because the end of the, I'll just put this in my fingers here, the end of the pimiento is basically all seeds. So not the best taste experience. So I try to only eat the part without the seeds, like you would with a capsicum. I mean, you wouldn't eat the seeds of a capsicum or a red pepper or a green pepper. So I wouldn't do it with this one here. If they were a little bit smaller, maybe, but the bigger ones tend to have a lot of seeds, so avoid that. Now, the chips are not that bad. Would I have preferred a nice mash? Probably, but didn't get it, so have to eat what I've got, right? And another thing about this meat is that it's quite lean. Not a lot of fat on it, but I think there's a bit of fat running through the center of the meat. That's what makes it tender. That's what makes it melt in my mouth. So I am well happy with what I've ordered today, let me say. And again, with this Spanish red wine, the perfect mix. Nice cut of steak, nice red wine, nice pimiento peppers. What more can I ask for? What I like is that they've given me this little bottle, which I've got one glass out of already. I reckon I'm going to get around 2.5 decent pours from the wine they've given me today. So cheers for that. Now let's finish off this steak, which is, as I said, an absolute delight to eat. Let's try it with a chip. Now, having a decent meal today has completely made up for the terrible meal that I had the other day. So I'm very, very happy at the moment, if you can't tell. Now, final piece of steak. Let me get a little bit of this sauce, this chimichurri sauce, which is on the plate here. Another one of these little bits of pepper. Look at that, the last mouthful here. Now all I have to do now is order dessert. I've left plenty of room for the dessert. Not sure exactly what's on offer, but I'm sure the wait person will tell me when she comes back to the table to take this dish away. So let's wait for that.
Por aquí de postre.
Vale, te lo digo rápidamente. So dessert has been ordered and I've gone for another healthy choice today. So stay tuned. Muchas gracias. So as I said, another healthy choice today. Yogurt with mango puree on top. Looks tasty. A fairly simple dessert, a fairly simple postre. The yogurt looks to be standard yogurt, not Greek yogurt. I'll find out when I try it, of course. And of course, this mango flavoring on top, which looks delicious and hopefully will taste as good as it looks. Let's see. The yogurt's creamy, it's smooth, it's not too sweet, and the sweetness comes from the fruit that has been put on the top. It's not mango pieces, as you can see. It's some type of mango juice, maybe. Not sure exactly what it is on top, but that's what gives the dessert the sweetness, and it's the perfect way, in my opinion, to finish the meal that I've had today. And sometimes here in Spain, a simple dessert like this, where you know what you're going to get, is the best way to go, in my opinion, of course. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below when it comes to desserts here in Spain. Simple is best. Don't know? Let me know. Now this dessert, as they say here in Spain, has been knocked off in cero coma, which means very, very quickly. Let's just see if I can get every last scrape of this yogurt mango into my mouth. Wow. So today's meal has been very satisfying indeed, but now the bill has arrived, so it might bring down my level of satisfaction. Time will tell. All right, let's have a look at what the damage is today and my final thoughts on the meal. Well, 21 euros and 85 cents is what I have paid. The breakdown. The menu was $13.95 without the extras, the supplements that I included. So the Caesar salad had a supplement of 2 euros and 95 cents. The piece of meat, the entraña Angus meat, normally good quality, 4 euros and 95 cents, bringing the total up, as we saw, to 21 euros and 85 cents. Am I satisfied? Yes. Included was the wine, which I still have here. And I've also still got a little bit left in the bottle, which I will knock off. But I'm starting to get a little bit tipsy, so I better be careful. The bread included also, didn't eat it. So the first course, the Caesar salad, was a big Caesar salad, as we saw. Was it worth the money? I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I liked it. It was tasty. The chicken was well cooked. The lettuce was fresh. The tomatoes were fresh. Everything on that plate was fresh. Can't complain. The meat, a very, very tasty cut of meat as well. I asked for it in su punto, which is medium rare here in Spain, I think, or perfectly cooked, and that's the way it came out. And the steak was so tender that it literally melted in my mouth. The chips were a disappointment, fairly stock standard, had them 1,000 times before, and the pimientos de padrón weren't the best that I have had here in Spain. If you want the best pimientos de padrón, you have to go to Padrón, I think, nowadays. But the steak in itself was an absolute treat to eat, with the chimichurri on top. Absolute delight, 9 out of 10. The Caesar salad, I'm going to give it a solid 8. And the dessert, which was also very, very nice, very, very tasty, very, very simple. Yogurt with a little bit of that mango flavouring on top. The yogurt wasn't too sweet, which I liked. The mango was sweet. The combination of those two things was absolutely perfect. So I'm going to give that a solid 8.5 out of 10 as well. The service in this place was incredible. The young lady who was serving me today, very, very friendly. She looked after everything that I needed. She put my leftover Caesar salad into a takeaway container and bag. I wasn't charged for it, so I can't complain. Service, 9 out of 10. In general, this place here, Casa Carmen in Rivas Patia, Madrid, I'm going to give it a solid 9 out of 10 for everything that I've had today. A very pleasant meal experience here. Questions and comments, please leave them in the section below. I'd love to hear your opinions on the meal that I have had today. Was it good quality? Was it value for money? Let me know in that comment section below. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. I'll see you in the next one. Hasta luego and buen provecho from the outskirts of Madrid.